Biden just secured an endorsement today from a well-known Republican, the former congressman from Illinois, Adam Kinzinger, backing Biden, calling on people from all parties, as he put it, to save democracy. Let's get into that and more with NewsNation correspondent at large, Geraldo Rivera, who joins us now.
Hey, Connell.
Hello, Geraldo.
Doing,
here's a quick clip from the aforementioned Adam Kinzinger, who's now for Biden. Listen.
He's called for termination of the Constitution. He wants to be a dictator on day one. He actually said that. And he's continuing to stoke the flames of political violence. There's too much at stake to sit on the sidelines. So to every American of every political party and those of none, I say now is not the time to watch quietly as Donald Trump threatens the future of America. Now's the time to unite behind Joe Biden and show Donald Trump off the stage once and for all.
Yeah, we know this guy's anti-Trump as they come in terms of Republicans on the January 6th committee and all the rest with Liz Cheney. Are there more people out there like him?
I don't think so. I think that every Republican who raised his voice against Donald Trump is now on the sidelines, is now a civilian like Adam Kinzinger is.
Yeah.
No one, as far as I know, has had the resilience or the independent power strength to weather the whole party. Buying the fact that Trump may be wrong about who won the election, but he's the candidate they have this time, and the Republicans have rallied behind him, Connell.
Yep. So that's it. That's the point, right? Is that if you want to speak like this about Trump, you better not want to still work in Republican politics. And Kinzinger's out too. They're all. I mean, they're pretty much all out. I mean, Romney's still there, I guess you could say.
He's not. He's heading toward retirement.
He's heading through it. Right. You're either out or on your way out. Yeah.
You're at or out. So I think it's frightened away some of the verve, some of the zest in the GOP to see people who profess to defend the Constitution and, oh my God, how could Trump have done that? He did all these awful crimes. Oh, but I'm going to back him because he's the GOP nominee. I guess that's one way of doing it. It's kind of disheartening. It smacks of a kind of, to me, cowardice, or certainly mass amnesia,
right.
Forgetting what really happened. And I deplore it. I think Kinzinger is an articulate guy. I'm sure he'll be a broadcaster someplace soon if he's not already.
He is already. Yep.
And he'll maybe in his own mind lament that he was quite so vocal and decided to go on the January 6th committee, which did an excellent job, by the way. I wish it had been more representative and had more Republicans on it. But as we see, any Republican who did it knowing that his career, or in Liz Cheney's case, her career, was going to be over immediately after the final sentence.
No, it's exactly what's happened. So you don't think there's any wider impact of that. What about this other race, before we talk about the debate tomorrow, whether there's a wider impact of this Jamal Bowman in New York losing to George Latimer, the Westchester County executive, seen as more moderate. Jamal Bowman, a member of the so-called squad. I had my friend Paul Rykoff on last hour saying there could be more like this in the future. They're looking at this Cori Bush race as an example. Here's what Paul said. Listen.
Okay.
I think Cori Bush is next. I mean, and AIPAC has said that. I mean, they said Cori Bush is next. There's obviously a pro-Israel PAC here that's pouring a lot of money, a pro-Israel lobby. Over $20 million went into Jamal Bowman's race. So the stakes are very high. But I think radicals on both sides are losing. And that's what we're seeing, is that the country is much more moderate, much more independent than the radical fringes of their Democratic and Republican parties.
Do you agree with that? Do you think that's the message in the Bowman loss, that the radicals are losing?
I think he's exactly right. He's exactly right. Of course, Bowman was wounded, and Paul mentioned the fact, a fire alarm gate to interrupt the proceeding that he disagreed with. He pulled the fire alarm, ultimately had to plead to a low-level misdemeanor, which is kind of shocking. But also, there's something else going on, Connell, and I think that if I could speak to it to a minute,
sure.
I think that this district, first of all, there were twice as many white people as black people. So Bowman was starting at a disadvantage, particularly because many, if not most, of the white people happen to be Jewish in Westchester County. And they were really pissed off at Bowman for some of the things. He did not support additional aid to Israel. He said that the story
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.